All right, so in this video, I'm going to go over how we solve compound inequalities. So when we solve compound inequalities, it's actually pretty simple. You just basically solve the inequality as if, they're equations, but you kind of just do like each part one at a time. In a sense, like when you have like a compound inequality with the word and, there'll be like 3 parts. So when you subtract something, subtract from all 3 parts. When you add something, add it to all 3 parts. So it's pretty simple as long as you keep that in mind. So let's go through some examples because that's always the best way. All right, so we're going to solve these and then we're going to graph. We're going to graph our solution. So here we have -3 is less than x plus 1, and that's also less than 5. So we basically want to isolate x in the middle. We want to get x in the middle, or keep it in the middle. So we're going to take away 1. So we take away 1 from all 3 parts, so to speak. So then you get -3 minus 1, -4 is less than x. 5 minus 1 is 4. So then we have that x is more than -4 and it's also less than 4. And when it's like this, it's actually pretty easy to graph because then you could just, like, in a sense, mirror this to your number line. So an open circle on -4, since it doesn't say equal to, open circle on 4, and then x is between these 2 numbers, so we just shade between these 2 numbers. So then our solution is this region here. All right, for B, again, we want to get W by itself in the middle. We want to keep it in the middle. So let's first add 4 to each part. So add 4 to the right, to the middle, and to the left. And we'll get -3 is less than -3W, which is less than or equal to 6. Then we have to divide by -3. So we divide each part by -3. Now let's remember this. I'm going to write it up here. When we -3 divided by -3 is 1. Since we're dividing by a negative number, we got to reverse the inequality symbol. So that becomes a greater than. W still stays in the middle. And that's, again, going to also be switched to greater than or equal to -2. And then this will be our answer. Now, it says W is more than -1. Or sorry, W is more than or equal to -2 and less than 1. Now, this is essentially the same as -2 being less than or equal to W and W being less than 1. So this is kind of like where if you had like a number line backwards. So again, I like having it like this. So it mirrors like the number line. So then -2 is on the left, the closed circle. +1 is on the right with an open circle. And W is shaded between those. So our solutions are these set of values. All right, for C, we do just some more practice, kind of like with A. We're going to add 2 to each part. And -2 is less than x. And x is also less than 5. And that's all we got. That's all we got to do. And then we number line it. Open circle on -2. Open circle on 5. And we're going to shade between. And let's do one more for D. Again, we want to keep the x in the middle. So we start off by taking away 1 from each part. Again, -4 is less than or equal to -2x, which is less than or equal to 8. Now we divide every term by -2. But let's remember, we got to reverse the inequality symbol. So we're going to have 2 is more than or equal to x, and x is more than or equal to -4. So you can technically have this as your answer, but remember the numbers are like on the wrong side, so to speak, on a number line. So I would like to write it like as this: -4 being less than or equal to x, and x then being less than or equal to 2. And this will match up with your number line. Close circle on -4, close circle on 2. All right, now let's work with some that have the word or in them. Let's see what we do here. Okay, so we have 2x plus 6 is less than 2, or 4x minus 5 is greater than 3. So it's, no real difference between this and solving an equation. You just do them one at a time, and you graph both your inequalities on the same number line. So first, let's work with this one. We get the x by itself, take away 6 from each side, and we only care about that guy for now. Let's forget about this one for now. We get 2x is less than -8 divided by 2. We get x is less than -4. That's that first part. And then we solve this one. Again, we solve for x, we add 5 to each side first. We'll get 4x is more than 8. Divide by 4. And we'll get x is more than 2. And then, so this is an or, so we'll say or. We have our number line, and we're gonna graph x is less than -4. So we're gonna have an open circle on -4. And since we're saying less than, we're gonna shade to the left. And here we say x is more than 2. So open circle on 2. And then we're gonna shade to the right. And that's our solution. Let's look at one more. All right, here, another inequality with the word or. So let's just first focus on dealing with this one. Then we'll solve the other one. So again, we want to just get the y by itself. So we can start off by adding 5 to each side. We get 3y is less than -3. Divide each side by -3. We get y is less than -1. So that. Now here, let's solve for y by first adding 1 to each side. So we get 2y is more than 6. Then divide each side by 2. Okay, y is more than 3. 3. So our solution is that y is less than -1 or y is more than 3. We make our number line, and we open circle on -1. We're saying less than -1, so we're going to shade an arrow to the left. And then when y is greater than 3, so an open circle on 3. And then an arrow to the right. And that's it.